What's going on, guys? It's DRex here with another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Right now I'm trying to get the speed up a little bit without, making everybody sit through like a 12-minute long video of the battle. So I got a battle here against somebody off of the quid that I don't really remember the name, and I was hoping that the name of their character would clue me into it at all, but it doesn't. So this is a Sandstorm team. I was trying out for UU, tweaked it a little bit after this. It works out pretty well, but let's get into the battle then. Alrighty, so he's going to lead out with Ambipom, and I'm going to lead out with Hippopotas, just to get the Sandstorm up, obviously. This is, I believe, a full defensive impish Hippopotas. It's got no attacking moves. So I'm going to switch out there, fearing the fake out, go right into Excavalier. And this is a really weird Excavalier set. It's like a Sub-Swarm, Leechy, Reversal, X-Scissor, and Flail, I believe. So I'm just going to set up my sub on the switch, figuring that he'd go out to something else. Right here is where I make a silly play, and I should have expected him to go for the Stealth Rock and attacked right here, but I tried to make another sub, and now this next turn I should have made another sub, and yet I go for the attack. I didn't realize that a full defensive Donphan's Earthquake would do over a quarter to me, but I guess that was silly of me. So right here I'm going to try to go for another sub, maybe just be able to make it after the Earthquake, but as you can see, not nearly enough HP to make it. So that was a wasted Excavalier right there, but that set really doesn't work out at all. And he was like, I've never seen that kind of set on Excavalier, and I was like, well, now you can see why. So right now I'm pretty sure I go back into my Mud Baby. Nope, I'm sorry. I go into Fido, try to get some damage on him with a Retaliate. After this, he tells me that he's max HP, max defense, Donphan, and I was like, man, Earthquakes from that thing still do way too much. So I'm going to get out of there. Now I go back into Mud Baby and just try to yawn him out, I believe, or roar. But I'm pretty sure I just yawn. I know I can take Earthquakes for days on this guy and just slack off. So he withdraws and sends out Pharaoh Seed as I go for the yawn. He was probably trying to seed me and stall out my Mud Baby. So I get out of there and I go into Clefable. If he wants to stay in and go for the Leech Seed as Sleep Fodder, he goes right into Manectric. So he's going to Volt Switch out of there, and I know that, my Clefable, I'm pretty sure, is max HP or near it, so I knew I could live it. I'm thinking that thing's Scarfed, and he sends out his Rhyperior, which I predict, and hit him with a Brick Break. This is a Life Orb, Facade, Brick Break, Ice Punch, and some other stuff, Adamant, Clefable. So I go into my physical Nidoking right here, and I'm like, maybe I could scare him out with the Ice Beam, maybe he'll think I'm Scarfed, but he goes for a Rock Polish and then just one-shots me with an Earthquake. And I could have gone for the Sucker Punch, but I don't think it would have done too much because Rhyperior is a physical monster. So that was a waste of a Pokemon right there. I do what I should have done, go into Mud Baby, because I know I could take Earthquakes from this guy and then just roar him out. I don't want him to stay in with +2 speed, probably sweep my whole team. So he goes into Donphan, he's going to try to take me out with an Ice Shard, but since he's max HP and max defense, it is just not gonna cut it. Then he was complaining to me on the quid that he was like, oh man, I would have thought that I would have taken it out, and I was like, well, that's what happens when you do full HP and full defense. You don't get the power to have moves like that. So He's gonna go for a rapid spin. I'm just gonna start slacking off because I know that his earthquakes aren't gonna do more than half, and his ice shards aren't gonna do anything to me. So, figure now is a good time to get all my health back up. He goes back into Pharaoh Seed, and he's probably, like I said, gonna try to seed me, seed protect, and all that kind of stuff to get me out of there. So I'm just going to go for the yawn, maybe put this thing to sleep, maybe be able to set up on it. He misses the leech seed, which is really unfortunate, and now he's going to have to switch out of there so he doesn't fall asleep. I'm just going to set my stealth rocks back up since he spun them away before. I'm pretty sure that I could take an HP ice or an HP grass from this thing, so I believe I'm going to go for the roar after this, just to try to get him out of there so I don't have to deal with him anymore. Yep. Alrighty, he brings Ambipom back in, and I'm like, okay, I can totally take a fake out. I don't know about like a fake out double hit combo, but with the life orb and the sandstorm and everything, he'll be taking himself pretty low after this anyway, and I can always just come in and revenge kill it with my Stoutland. So that's exactly what happens. Takes me out with the double hit. No big deal. I mean, I got my rocks back up. He has the ability to spin them away still, but they're up. They're doing work. So I come in, I'm like, okay, he's going to see the retaliate coming. I'm just going to hit him with a pursuit as he tries to switch out, which is exactly what happens. So that's priorities that I don't have to worry about anymore. No more fake out. He sends in Pharaoh Seed to just totally wall protect or pursuits from me all day. So I got to get out of there, go into Texas. Fearing the leech seed because Magic Guard won't take any damage from it and all that good stuff. So he goes for the protect. I don't know why. Maybe he thought I was choice banded and wanted to see what I'd lock myself into, but I just go for the brick break. I get a crit here. Doesn't really matter terribly much, I don't believe, because right here he gets some of the most lucky hacks I've ever seen in the game. Gets 2 full para right in a row and just sets up spikes on me all day. So I would have totally been able to take him out in the same number of turns even if I didn't get that crit. But, you know, Magic Guard not blocking from full para anymore. But now I got a status, I'm going to go for the Facade just to see how much damage it'll do. Life Orb, Adamant, Facade from a status. Clefable has some ridiculous base power, but Clefable's attacking stat is just garbage. So right here I'm like, oh, maybe a Facade will take him out, and then I'm like, no, that's silly. He's probably got a lot of defensive investments that he's Rock Polish. It takes me out with an Earthquake, and I'm like, I should have gone for the Ice Punch right there. If I had gone for the Ice Punch, I wouldn't have had to deal with Rhyperior anymore. And here's where the 2 full paras come into play, those spikes. I would have been able to live rocks, but not rocks and spikes. So right here I'm trying to get kind of a mini sweep going on, clean up. This is a Sand Rush, Sand Slash, Jolly with Hone Claws, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and X Scissor. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna be able to outspeed him after +2. Probably be able to outspeed a Scarf Manectric unless that thing is choice specs. I really have no idea which it is, but I outspeed it, take it out with an Earthquake. Not a lot of people really think of Sand Slash as a sweeper, but he does some pretty good work. So right here I go for the Hone Claws, thinking I could probably live an Earthquake just because Sand Slash is a really bulky dude, but at the same time he gets some more lucky hacks and takes me out with a crit Earthquake. I don't calc things, so I don't know if that would have taken me out, but you know, it may have not. Anyway, I'm pretty sure he had enough stuff to take out my Sand Slash anyway. So that was the match. Like the video, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys later.